Hey, what's up guys, it's Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Had Dark Speed Force, and yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to my boy Jimmy the Dice for suggesting this idea. Now before continuing this, for those who have supported me in the past, I have said this in a live stream as well. Thank you so much for going through with me for the past days in this hard time. Well, the thing is that because of your support, I was able to recover somewhat, and for my family support, they were concerned about my health, at least my mental health. I was under a lot of stress and just overwhelmed by the shock. Well, the thing is that, for those who don't know, my channel got hacked basically, and for the past 4 days, I was, busy with recovering that and just getting over the shock. Thankfully enough, it was able to be recovered within 24 hours thanks to Team YouTube and all. I was able to get in touch with them through Twitter and all. That is why I was not active on my channel. And yeah, I'm gonna take it easy. Today's going to be just one video, and after that I will be going up and making videos on both of my channels now from the next day onwards. Keep sending in your ideas, man. I'm just reading them. There are some animes that I was going to watch, but yeah, because of what happened, I was just busy, just recovering and yeah, basically just going on with my life, at least, or trying to move on from this incident. Now, I'm gonna make sure that my channel is more secure, and yeah, in the future, incident like this doesn't happen. That was the reason why I was not uploading. So once again, thank you all for your patience, and for those who was supportive, thanks to all of you as well. Shout out to my family and you all guys, man. You were also supportive. I was, literally crying, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't do shit. My whole life was just, to me it was like crumbling down. But in the end, my father just told me that, son, there's nothing to worry about. I'm here for you, and so did everyone else. You guys even said that yourself, and it kind of lifted up my spirits. To be honest, I still didn't want it to work, but I forced myself to because I had to move on from this. If I get stuck here in the past, I won't be able to move past it. So yeah, I've taken the initiative to get over it. So I hope you don't hate this, speech and all. I just wanted to clarify the reason why I was not active, because some of you guys just still didn't knew what happened. And yes, in short, my channel did got hacked, and thankfully it got recovered now. So yeah, just enjoy the stories and make sure you leave a like and subscribe to both of my channels. And I really am grateful for your support, man. Really am. Now, enough about this. Let's begin with our today's story. Roll the intro. The story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato on October 10th at night time, as we go towards the said village to see that it was supposed to be a peaceful and quite nice night as usual, but it turned out to be the worst nightmare of the said village for both civilians and shinobis, because the Kyubi no Yoko, the strongest Biju, was released and now was causing havoc and destruction everywhere. Luckily enough, the shinobis and Anbus were able to help out the civilians to evacuate to safe places and shelters, as well as to stop the Biju at the front lines, keeping it occupied until their current Kage, Minato Namikaze, aka Yellow Flash, arrived there. And soon he did, in a flash of yellow, as following behind him was his Yellow Lightning, which was his signature move. As now we see, Minato Namikaze arrived there, as lightning was still coursing throughout his body, as he stopped and halted. In both of his arms were infant babies who looked identical, but with different hairs, one with red, one with blonde. Minato, what are you doing here with your children? Kushina is coming here as soon as possible. She has gotten medical attention. We need to use the Hakai Fuyin to seal away the Biju in both of them. But that seal, Minato, I have a plan. Just follow along, okay? I can use the blessing of the Speed Force. Really? You think it will? Yes, I know. As now we see, Hiruzen agreed to what Minato was saying, as he began to do hand seals in a flash as an altar appeared, and now both of the children were placed there, and that is when Kushina arrived. Minato, I'm gonna use what we discussed. Alright, Kushina. As from behind her back, huge adamantium chains were fired, and the QB was halted in its position as it tried to squirm and tried its best to get free from it. I'm trying my best, Minato. Now everything is up to you. As now we see Minato Namikaze use his ability that was blessed to him and his clan by the Speed Force, one of the deity alongside Kami, Yami, and Shinigami, considered their brother, as it was to clone themselves and travel at blinding level speeds throughout the Speed Force and time. And now we see Minato was able to create a clone of himself who used the Hakefuyan seal, and Shinigami couldn't do anything but to take the clone soul, as the original Minato was saved this way, and the QB's chakra and soul was split. As now we see the QB disappeared. Everything was normal at first until we see Kushina then indicated something looking at one of her children. What the hell is wrong with Naruto? What? Look at his face. He didn't have those whisker marks. Whisker marks. And that is when they saw Naruto's eyes. He had QB's eyes before they turned back to blue. As Minato and Kushina didn't like what was going on with their child, and Kushina began to fiddle with the seal. Minato, one kanji is wrong in Naruto's seal, meaning that there might be a chance that, yes, I need Sensei to be here, said Minato. Yeah, only Jiraiya can tell if the seal is working properly fine or not. As now we see, everyone who was celebrating halted after hearing this news, as Hiruzen then arrived there. I'm sure everything will be fine. Just bring in your kids, and until Jiraiya gets here we can say nothing. And Minato picked up Naruto because Kushina didn't want it to, as she took Menma and dashed forward. Hiruzen was quite worried because of the behavior that the parents were showing. And now we see, after 2 days, Jiraiya had arrived after responding to his sensei's letter, and was now identifying Naruto's seal. I'm afraid to say that seal is indeed quite wrong. There are a few kanjis that in a hurry, Minato, that you did wrong. Damn it. So, I don't know, there's nothing I can say. As, unfortunately at that time, Naruto's eyes once more flashed red, indicating that the QB was trying its best to break free. So, because of the seal hampered and a little bit changed, the QB's soul might devour our son's soul, as Kushina broke down as Minato was saddened by this as well. I'm afraid that your son might have been already dead. What do you mean? Said Hiruzen as he looked towards his student who has a serious stoic face. Come with me, outside now. I don't want to discuss everything in front of this thing. And now Hiruzen's heart dropped even further when, instead of addressing his godson as a person, he addressed it as a thing. As now on the outside of the room we see Kushina, Minato, Hiruzen, and Jiraiya with Kakashi. I believe that Naruto was, well, already devoured, or his soul was. QB is trying to play fool for us. It's trying to regain its chakra, and it's not safe for Menma to remain here with him. You are correct about that, Sensei. It's all my fault. If I would have been careful, nothing is your fault, Minato. You should have been, well, more careful, is all we can say. But mistakes do happen, even with someone powerful and blessed like you. You're right about that, Sensei. So what can we do now for our son? Unfortunately, there is no your son anymore. It's just a QB, using your son's body as its ticket to, well, finish what it started. As Kushina then said with blind fury, then that thing will die. No! That thing is infant, and that thing is your son. That thing is Naruto, and he's still a you. He was stopped by Minato. Sensei might be right, Hiruzen-sama. With all due respect, as a Kage, before my family, I have to look out for my village as well. And this does not only jeopardize my family, but the whole village safety as well. And henceforth, I'm quite, to be honest, terrified. Because of my mistake, my son has paid the price. Unfortunately, it is the truth, Sensei. If you don't want to see it that way, then it is fine, but in due time, you will know. Then what do you suggest, Jiraiya? What if all of this is a mistake? Let's just hope it is, Sensei. But I have checked the seal. We have seen the reactions, and we are not damn stupid to send Inuichi in. If you are going to suggest that, where did you bring in even in that? I knew you were going to suggest that, Sensei. But that might be dangerous. What? Said Minato, as Jiraiya and Hiruzen were now arguing. But it might prove something that this really is Naruto. Too dangerous. What if it too controls Inuichi or kills it? That is not possible. All in my life, I have witnessed Hashirama Senju defeating it, and as well as knowing its behavior. It has many abilities, but none such as to manipulate a person in a genjutsu. But we're not gonna take any risks. Damn it, Jiraiya. You're gonna ruin the kid's life. I think it's already ruined because of, well, an unfortunate accident. Because of that Mars person. So what is the play here, Minato? Are you gonna just abandon him? No, said Kushina, before Minato could answer. Kyuubi wants to play dirty, right? We're gonna play dirty with him. He's gonna remain here. We're gonna give him the satisfaction that everyone believes he's just an oh-so-normal kid. And once Menma is ready, he will come back here with us. We will go away with the giraffe for the meantime. And we will finish the Kyuubi once and for all. As now we see, Minato and everyone else was quite shocked by this, but they agreed. And Hiruzen was now even heartbroken even further. But wait, what if it is really Naruto, Kushina? What then? It can't be. There is no way. I have checked the seal. There are mistakes in it. It's the soul of the Kyuubi now. That exists in my son's body, using it as a shell. Nothing else. As before Hiruzen could say anything, we see the whole family left as he was inside. And that is when he heard cries of Naruto, and went inside the room to pick him up. They left the infant here. I'm sorry, Naruto, but life ahead of you is going to be hard, young one. But unknown to him, he was being monitored as he prayed, may Kami bless your soul. May Kami protect you. Unknown to him now, his prayers were answered by those who were watching him. As now we go up in the upper realm to see that Kami Yami Shinigami was enraged because of Speed Force abilities given to, well, Namikaze clan. And it's here using the technique to, well, cheat him out of his contract. As well as the Speed Force itself was enraged. How could they do this? How could he do this? He has just tarnished the whole clan that I adored. I don't still believe why did you adore that clan as well, brother. He not only cheated you, he also cheated on me and my contract. Said Shinigami, I know. In due time everything will be revealed. As that is when we see Kami seeing the future of the kid, and she frowned with disgust on her face, literally causing everyone to be now even more scared. What did you see, sister? Not something good. Not good at all. The young one doesn't have much brighter future ahead of himself, but I think we might have to break a few of our rules that we have created. You mean like interfering? Said Yami. Yes, Yami. Interference. Then that is what we shall do, sisters, brother, said Speed Force. Alright. As now we see that Kami's words were now unheard by the humans, as if they were discussing now, as they were about to just piss off the deities even more. We see Minato and Kushina the next day announcing their departure, as well as Naruto's conditions to the whole village. And the whole village forced Hiruzen, basically, who was the only one on side with Naruto, that he should remain weak, and he is not allowed to be strong enough. And henceforth he was not taught anything at all. And years began to pass by. Naruto was closely able to evade and dodge all of the attacks that were orchestrated on him by the Anbus, by the shinobis, as well as by the civilians. He usually had to sleep in the forest just to stay safe, because even his own apartment was a booby trap to him. He had to sleep with one eye open, and that is something no 8-year-old should have to do. And all thanks to his family. This now has pissed off even the deities to a newer level, while on the other side, the Namikaze clan, current head as well as the future head Menma, were being trained and taught to kill the demon, its brother. and he was claimed and, well, realized to be the child of prophecy, and even the foolish toads agreed to that. As now we see the deities being pissed, literally pissed. How dare they? How dare them? How dare they assume that the child of prophecy that I sent it down there is that vile creature, said Kami. They have pissed out the three deities. Speed Force and Shinigami were already pissed at the Namikaze clan for what they have done. But Kami was now even pissed because the child of prophecy was his creation. And Yami, well, she had no interest in the whole feud of the world, but she too was enraged because they have enraged her siblings. And she was the goddess of vengeance for nothing. And now we see that they just waited, hoping that they might correct themselves, because the humans were just asking for it at this point. And the Kami, Yami, Shinigami, and, well, Speed Force were holding themselves off because they didn't want it to do something irrational that they might regret. And finally, after 13 years, we see Naruto graduated somehow. Even though everyone was still currently acting, they were surprised that he did, on his own. At first they thought Hiruzen was the one behind it, but Danzo claimed that Hiruzen was busy, so the kid might have found his own way to train, which caused them now even more suspicious that it was indeed QB. And now we see Naruto was placed in Team 7 under Kakashi Hatake. They went on to save different villages. Naruto completely displayed happy-go-lucky behavior throughout the whole journey and all that. And in the academy years as well, but they were not buying it. They knew who it was. At least they believed to, at least. And now we see, right after his return, Naruto, instead of leaving, was knocked out by his own teammates. And once he woke up, in front of him stood Minato Namikaze, Menma Namikaze, and Kushina Uzumaki. And the whole village was gathered. His so-called friends, who he believed at least were his friends, and everyone else. As he looked at all of them with quite shock, he knew that the villagers hated him, but to this extent, people of Konoha, said the fourth, his hero. Today is the day we would execute the demon. I have returned back with my son. 13 years ago, the demon had taken his little brother's body, but he was being trained in the arts of shinobi as well as in the arts of the Speed Force that was granted to us by the Speed Force Sama itself, the Namikaze Genkai. And today is the day. This demon will die and my son will rest in heaven with peace, because his body, which is being defiled by this demon, will finally be put to rest. Pathetic, said the QB as Naruto's eyes widened. Why are you talking right now? Because all their life they believed that I was you, when in reality they did not knew that. They never even tried to confirm that. You know, the funny thing is that they just assumed that the seal was quite different. I'm gonna be honest, it was because of the mistakes that your father made. And you know what the funny part is? He didn't want to admit it. You ultimately had to pay the price for his mistakes. And that is why, kid, you are currently here. Wait, won't you dive with me? Oh, me? No, not at all. You see, this dipshit didn't thought that the soul, if survive, will have the ability to regenerate chakra from nature. Naruto's eyes widened. Wait, then, yes, the thing that your brother carries is just my excessive waste of chakra. I have become whole again many years ago. Luckily, I did not have to do anything, because you see, once you die, the seal will break, and I will be loosened. And I will break free from my chains and shackles and slavery after many years. What makes you think that they won't stop you? Even in your situation, you think about them. Open your eyes, kid. Wake up to reality. They are just selfish, ignorant, arrogant bastards who think that they are right, and they will hurt whoever who disagree with them. Wait, then Gigi, what about... You see, the funny thing is that he is powerless. He can't do anything. And I sense him being watched and surrounded by many Anbus currently. And from the looks of it, he's anxious. Maybe trying to get out to help you out from your current circumstances, but he can't. because of Hiruzen, because of Minato here, your father here. I can't believe this, said Naruto as he was shedding tears. All my life I wanted to meet Hiro, my hero, the Yellow Flash, but not like this. Why? Well, you know now. They say that you should never meet your heroes, because what you have image of them, it might be replaced with something worse. Congratulations, kid. That has happened to you. Wait, how would they not stop you? Easy. I too have chakra, and I, as you can see, have my hands. Meaning, I would be able to use some hand seals of mine to create a Winjutsu seal, which I have placed on myself. Anti-Genjutsu or Fuinjutsu seal. And nobody can seal me away now. I will be Jinchuriki-less for the rest of my life. And don't worry, kid. I'll get revenge on Konoha on your behalf. At least for a little bit. I'm gonna give them the biggest grievance. And that is when we see Naruto's brought out of his stupor as he was punched by Menma. Today's the day you die, demon. Please, don't. Shut up, said Kushina. You're not my son. You never were. My son died because of you, monster. As now we see Naruto looked at his sensei, who was looking at him with cold eyes. Everyone was. And he looked at his family once more. And he closed his eyes, as Menma's red hand, which was vibrating too fast, as red lightning was coming through out of his hand, pierced through Naruto's heart, killing him. Burn his body, said one of them. No. The body belongs to my son, and he will be buried. As a respectable shinobi who had fallen alongside many others, said Hiruzen, as he shed tears. Kushina, after Naruto was killed, she thought that she would feel happy, satisfied that the demon was gone and her son will be free. But she felt sad. And Menma, he felt weird, like he has killed someone. Until the seal glowed and broke, causing the huge Biju to appear again. As the Biju roared in laughter. Ah, you disgusting humans. I must thank you, Minato. What do you mean? You killed your son to break me free. As this caused them, all of them, and their blood to run cold. What do you mean? You see, that was your son, and I told him before you killed your own brother in cold blood that I will take revenge for him. And now I will be free, Minato, all thanks to you, hero of Konoha. As the Biju charged the Bijudama and fired at the center heart of the village, where Hiruzen Sarutobi, the rest of the council was. Alongside them, the whole part of the village was destroyed, obliterated into nothing more than particles, as the Biju disappeared, causing all of them to go into shock-like state. And there laid Naruto. Oh, Kage-sama, how is that possible? That thing is free, and it said that the demon we believed to be was your son. I can't believe this, said Kakashi. How can this be? Sensei is never wrong. He's always right. Then why? Why was he wrong this time around? As for the Namikaze Uzumaki family, their thoughts were the same. How could this happen? They were trying to pin the blame on the other, but they couldn't, because they knew deep down it was on them. It was all their fault that this has happened, and they have lost their son. As now we see Naruto's body, something strange happened, as it began to shake violently, as Speed Force was coming out of it, but it was different. It was dark, it was black, and the whole body was consumed and warped in it and disappeared. And that is when we see a clapping sound was heard, and a white figure appeared there with lightning coursing throughout it. Congratulations, Namikaze. You have done it. You have broken the oath between me and your clan. Speed Force-sama. And not only that, you have cheated in our contract as well, Namikaze. Shinigami, you think you are the child of prophecy? Kami-sama? Said Kushina, as Menma literally flinched after that as his hand was covered still in his brother's blood, which was now cold. You never were the child of prophecy. It was Naruto. And now you have killed him. And you have incurred our wrath. And henceforth from this day onward, we have finally decided to let you be on your own to be doomed and damned. We are no longer going to support you from the future threats that are going to be arriving soon. And beware, the one who was supposed to save you, said Kami as her eyes glowed red, is now the one who is going to be destroying you. Now enjoy the days that are left here for you to remain. With those deep and hurtful words, Kami, Yami, and Shinigami departed. As Speed Force then put his hand forward and extracted the Speed Force energy from within Minato and Menma itself and disappeared. As now we see the whole Namikaze Uzumaki family on the ground as they were panting heavily. What are we gonna do, Sensei? Said Kakashi as he jumped up there. What do you mean, what are we gonna do? We lost everything, Kakashi. Everything. It's all Jiraiya's fault. Hokage Tower is destroyed, Hokage-sama, said a shinobi as he arrived there. He was standing there holding his breath as he finally spoke. How many? I'm sorry? How many died? It's believed that Hiruzen-sama alongside, well, the whole council, shinobi, civilian, the elders, and most of the civilians that worked there, alongside many of the shinobis, all that. How many casualties? More than 300, sir. Still counting. Damn it. Damn it all. We're gonna recover. We're gonna come through this. Give me a pen and paper. I'm gonna send a letter to Daimyo, said Minato, as his family, or more like his mother, his wife, was busy crying currently because of what she has done. She could still see the image of her son, and she regretted her actions now because he was looking at her with hope-filled eyes, pleading eyes, but she didn't listen. She didn't even bat an eye. She cool-heartedly murdered him. And the QB? The real fun, it just taunted them and left to God knows where. While this was going on in the world, we go towards the upper realm, where we see the Speed Force bring out from the Shinigami's realm Naruto. As he was standing there, with still a hole in his chest, indicating that his heart was pierced. As with a snap of Shinigami's finger, he was brought back to his feet, or at least his soul was. Greetings, Naruto Namikaze. I'm not that person. Yes, you're not, said Speed Force. Namikazes are thrown away from my bloodline. So am I then. But you just said, kid, that you're not a Namikaze. Even if I say that, it doesn't make me any different. I belong to his clan. I am his blood. Do you wish for that to be removed? Said Kami. Yes, more than anything. Do you wish to live again, away from all of this headache, free from them, free from his shackles? Yes. Yes, I would love to. Good. As Yami then came forward, there's a lot of training ahead of you, boy, and if you can keep up, I will tell you a way you can regain back your life. As now we see many years begin to pass, due to Speed Force taking away its blessing, the Namikazes were now left like any other normal shinobi. They could still use the Speed Force that, well, was generationally instilled in their genes, but it was much more weakened than ever before. They could travel only for 10 seconds, and after that they had to cool down for 1 minute, at least. And now we see, currently the village was back on its feet. 2 years have passed after that incident, and Kushina, Minato, and Menma has never been the same. They were somewhat hated, and so could be said for Jiraiya, not only because of their foolishness, but also because of their carelessness. Hiruzen's statue was the only one which was created in the center heart, indicating that he was the only true-hearted person who believed in good, who wanted them to see good, but he was silenced by their opinions, their own voices. and right next to Hiruzen's statue was Naruto's, as both of their statues were huge. As currently we see, there in front of them was standing Menma alone in the night time, as a sudden hand was put on his shoulder. As he looked up to see it was Kakashi. What do you want, Sensei? Listen, Menma, I know you still... Yeah, I always wanted a sibling, you know. Knowing that I had one and it died, it made me sad, angry at the thing that caused all of this to happen. But I always thought, what if it was different? And my parents told me that it was not. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And let's just say that I stupidly believed them. We all did, and we all paid the price. We are damned, all of us are, because of our mistakes. Konoha has lost all of its, well, you know, how can I say this? Different villages, trees. And now we are on our own. Even the daimyo has cut down our budget, to some extent. We are pretty much helpless. Gone are the strongest in the whole elemental nations. Now we are not even the last. The only reason we are even considered the elemental nation now is because we have the more shinobi numbers than any other minor village. That is not the thing that I was saying, Sensei. It's Naruto. He bleeded, and I hesitated, but I should have just listened to my guts. What do you mean? My guts told me that something was off here, but I just followed their voices. Voices of my parents. Voices of everyone. It was their word that were fed to you. You don't have to worry about anything. He's in a better place. He's not. He was taken by a speed force. A dark one. Perhaps. Because of his darkness, maybe it was consumed by it. And I don't feel good about that, Sensei. Because Dark Speed Force, I have read out Namikaze's documents, is the most dangerous one. In the whole history, there was only one person. He was an undead who used that Speed Force. Because he was betrayed by the clan at one point. And that time, it was a mistake because of the outsider's intervention. And Speed Force forgave us for that. And took away that monster. But this time around, if Naruto returns as a monster, what will happen? You don't even want to know. I was scared after reading about him. From the records, I don't want that thing to exist here. And that is when Menma felt his blood ran cold as he felt goosebumps on his neck as he turned around to see that a black lightning bolt, of course, threw in a cross-like state, and instantly the huge statue crumbled down and was now turned into nothing more than rubble. And that is when the whole shinobis and even Hiruzen arrived, and even Minato arrived there. Menma, Kakashi, what happened? Sensei, something happened. The statue was fine, but we were talking and out of nowhere, it was that Dark Speed Force user. As Minato froze, what did you? The Dark Speed Force user. That's impossible, Menma. You know that only undead. I know what I said, Dad. I know what I said. And that is when they saw that a figure was standing in front of them. A zombified looking Naruto. As he roared, he still had a hole in his chest which was bleeding out, as dark lightning was coursing throughout his body. As he looked at them, in an instant he was now at Menma's face, as Menma was scared. But that is when we see Minato using Rasengan, which Naruto dashed, and a dark Rasengan formed in his hand which slammed into his chest, sending him all the way up to Hokage Monument, causing him to slam into his own face. And that is when, after roaring at them, Naruto disappeared in the black flash. Menma obviously tried to follow him, but only after using the 10th second of his speed, he stopped because of the cooldown. His heartbeat was way too much fast. All thanks to Speed Force taking away its power from the Namikaze clan. He's back. I can't believe. And that is when we see Kushina following him and arriving there. Menma, what happened? I heard that from your father that a Dark Speed Force user has appeared. And undead. Naruto. He's back. And Kushina froze, literally after hearing these words. What do you mean? He's back. Where? He's the undead. He's back for revenge. Remember? Remember, Mom, when Kami-sama said, the savior is going to be turned into a destroyer and how Naruto was the child of prophecy? And that is when Kushina's eyes widened, realizing that they needed help, as much as help they could get. And both of the mother and son dashed all the way back to Konoha, as we see Minato still standing there, alongside the shinobi. Any luck? No, Hokage-sama, not at all. As we see, Kushina then looked towards Minato with tearful eyes. Minato, Naruto, I know, honey. I saw him. As she saw that Minato was bruised on the chest, he used his attacks on me. I want to stop him. He really is an undead. What does he want, do you think? He's back here for what we started, Dad, said Menma. To finish us. Do you think we have a chance against him? We're not even strong. We can use our strength only for 10 seconds. How much far do you think we can go in 10 seconds, Dad? If we use all of our chakra, far enough, son. No, Dad. It's too dangerous. We can die. You know that. I know that. But we can still live, son. That is a risk that I'm willing to take. And that is when we see Dark Speed Force user once more returned. And this time around, he grabbed Menma and took him away, dragging him through different timelines and dimensions, causing him to be erased from all. As Menma then looked at his brother, who roared at him once more, I'm sorry. As the Dark Speed Force user stopped and looked at him. You know, even if I want to, I can't forgive you, said an undead voice, because of what you have done. I still hate you. I know. I am sorry. And that is when we see it stopped and turned around. What are you? I'm giving you a chance. Leave. As now we see both of them were standing at the Valley of the End as Menma was shocked. What happened? I thought you were... I was going to erase you from all of the timelines, but I stopped. I don't want you to be erased. Maybe there are some versions of you, like yourself, who are good at least, and worth saving. What are you? I'm gonna tell you why I'm here, said the demonic Naruto in his demonic voice. I am here to fulfill the prophecy and get revenge. These two missions are given to me by the Kami and the other gods, and after fulfilling them, I will get a chance to live my life again. And unfortunately, both of the parents have to die. As Menma closed his eyes as tears fell down, I'm not gonna intervene. I'm sorry, You don't have to be sorry, Naruto. If anyone has to be, it is us. I followed them blindly. I wanted to say I'm sorry. You know, I still hate you for what you did. You were the lucky one. I was well, not so much as you see. But I don't hate you that much to actually kill you. And that is why I'm giving you a chance. Run away. Don't look back. Don't ever come back to the village. They think you're dead, and let them think that way. As Naruto appeared in front of him in an instant, grabbed his headband, causing it to crack, and threw it down there, with a little bit of blood of Menma smeared on it. You died. You're not Menma Namikaze anymore. As Menma nodded his head, yes, understood. Now go then. As after that, the Dark Speed Force user disappeared, as Menma, with tearful eyes, began to walk away. Minato and Kushina were obviously scared now, because what their demonic son might do to the other one. They were afraid. They didn't want to lose another one. But unfortunately, we see the next day, and Inuzuka found the headband because of the traces that led there. Is KIA sensei. What do you mean KIA? It indicates that he's killed in action, fighting with Dark Speed Force user. And there's nothing we can do, as Kushina broke down, as did Minato. And the whole new council, which was made out of the Anbus as well as the next head of the Shinobi clans, We're now afraid. What are we gonna do? Said Shikamaru. We we thought he was our friend, but he he did this. How could he do this to his own brother, said Ino. And that is when we see the Dark Spirit Force user arrive there again and causing them all to be scared. And now they were all scared shitless because of the condition Naruto was in. His face was now much more thin and pale. His eyes were pale as well, dark circles under it. A huge gaping hole, still bleeding from his chest, and dark lightning coursing throughout his body. You think that we were friends? Then where were you when I needed you? Yes, enjoying, son. I am not your son. As Naruto's eyes formed red, as lightning was coursing through them, but this time he had slits in them as well. These were the very eyes that you saw, Namikaze. The very eyes that made you think that I was a demon. Aren't you proud that I am becoming the very demon that you wanted me to be? Naruto, please, don't do this. Why shouldn't I? 13 years worth of my life was turned into a living hell because of your mistakes. Own it. And die like a man. I did. And I wasn't even a man yet. And you all. You will be seeing each other soon. You have still some breaths remain. Until you breathe your last breath, you will not see me. But when the time comes and when I arrive, you will know. What are you now, a Grim Reaper or something? Ah, the Uchiha. You were the one who knocked me out, right? So what if I did? You just proved that you're a monster. In an instant, Sasuke's throat was ripped out. As Sasuke just stood there with his eyes wide, he couldn't speak. And in the center of the whole council, in Naruto's hand, was Sasuke's throat. As he threw it down. Don't talk unless I say so myself. Oh, and by the way, your time was up, Uchiha. As Sasuke fell down to his knees, gagging in front of everyone, and crying until he died. As the whole now council was shocked and scared. You know what this means, Naruto? This means war, right? War? Is that what you want? Go ahead. I can go back when you were literal infants. Do the same when you, or what you did to me. Or how about this? I go way back in time and kill all of you. Well, you won't be born then, Naruto. Altering the timeline, I don't give a damn. I'd rather not be born. I'm already dead, basically. Meaning you won't be here. As now Minato was scared because what kind of monster he has turned his son into. And it was all his creation. Yes, it is your creation, Minato Namikaze. And you should be afraid of it. Because you wanted a monster. And you now got one right here. He's gonna come for you. But I'm gonna finish my duties as well. Because I made a sweet deal with the gods above who are enraged with you. What deal? That is something you don't need to know. Oh, and by the way, when you die, ask them yourself. As the black flash disappeared from there, causing everyone to be now scared. As they were now bickering and, well, talking to each other. Basically yelling so they could come up with a plan to stop him. While on the other side, in the Akatsuki's hidden base in Amegakure, one by one all of the members were suddenly being killed, erased or being turned into ash. And out of nowhere we see, in the center heart, stood a person. A zombified person, whose blood was still dripping down to the ground. The never-ending stream. The Dark Flash. Naruto himself. Now that takes care of it. As his eyes were flashing once more with black lightning. Ah, the Kara. They too need to be taken care of right now. And all primary members of Kara, who were going to be the key members, were killed off. And now we see Konoha begin to hear about the news, and so did other elemental nation about this news. About the appearance of a dark entity known as the Dark Speed Force user. Now Oniki, from being the old age, knew, and so did the others because their ancestors too have fought with this Speed Force user, thanks to the Namikaze clan being here, and they too were enraged and afraid of it. And henceforth the Kage Summit was called. And they were enraged at Konoha, especially as Minato, because the Namikaze clan have screwed up twice now, and he was alone here this time around because the Namikaze clan has gone extinct. And there was nothing they could do, because the Namikaze himself has claimed that the Speed Force has taken away its abilities from them. So what are we gonna do, Minato? Sit around, wait until he kills more? And that is when we see the Dark Speed Force user arrive there himself. No, actually, as everyone literally pale seeing him in appearance. An undead. You're an abomination. A monster. A demon. Call me whatever you want. But remember this, I was created by this man's very hand. As Minato looked down, clenching his fist, as tears were still coming to his eyes. What do you want from us? Nothing. I was sent here by Kami to exterminate the evil that existed in all of your villages that were going to destroy the world in the future. You see, I wanted my life back, and they have promised me to do so. And now that I have done it, you all stay away from me and Konoha. With pleasure, said Oniki. You don't want or will not do anything with Kumo, right? Or Eva, or Kiri and Suna. Nothing at all. You have my word on Kami's name. Since she has the leash to my life, I wouldn't do anything against her word. Fine then, we trust your word. You're on your own, Namikaze. It seems like your mistakes have come back to bite you in the ass. To be honest, Minato, said Mei, I expected more from you, but then again, your arrogance has gone over your head. Shame. A great clan, a great rival of a village will be turning to nothing more than smears. And that is when we see Gaara looking at Naruto. I'm sorry. I too have suffered. I know, Gaara. You know, in different timelines we are best of friends. I just wish things could have been different here. You said that you would be brought back to life if you fulfill your mission, right? Yes, I would be. Then we'll be seeing each other soon. Naruto. Gaara. Naruto. As after that we see the other Kages left. As the Dark Force Speed Force user then said, be prepared, Minato Namikaze. 6 days. That's how much I'm giving you. Gather as much as you can. Allies, soldiers, whatever you want. Because the time has started to tick. I fulfilled my obligations to them. It's time for me to deal with my personal vendetta. And Minato was left stunned and scared. He did what he could for the next upcoming 6 days. But in the end, nothing mattered at all. Nobody wanted to side with them. All of the minor villages, major villages, all have chosen side. And that was to stay away from them, against them, being neutral. Meaning Minato and his village was on their own. And approximately 6 days later, when the 7-day sun rose, the Dark Speed Force user was seen standing above the Hokage monument. Let the destruction begin. As after that, screams filled out throughout the whole area, as everyone was butchered down the same way, with a strap straight throughout the heart, like he has died once. And now we see both hands covered in blood. He was standing in front of Minato and Kushina. Well, 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 how the tables have turned. How do you feel? Naruto, please. Please, son, if you want to kill someone, it is me. I was the one who did all of this. Let her leave, she... No. As Kushina too was killed, as Minato was scared now, as he too, in the end, was stabbed. While far away from a telescope, one person was watching this and sniffing as well, causing his, breath to be hitched as he was visibly shaking. This person was Menma, who was hiding as promised and watching this. They has brought this to themselves. They deserve this. If it was me, Naruto should I would have done the same. Menma told himself. He too has been burdened by his parents for this. He didn't want to do this, but in the end he was forced to. And they were abandoned by the three. deities alongside their own deity that they worship, the Speed Force. So, this was bound to happen. The destruction was bound to come. And as promised, the deities appeared, and Naruto's life was exchanged with Menma's, who too died. Instead of becoming undead, he went to heaven while the rest of them burned in hell. While Naruto's body regrew, and so did the heart, indicating that Menma had too paid the price of killing him, his only sin. And now we see Speed Force giving Naruto his full abilities. Remember, son, what you did us was a great service and to this world. Not only you have protected it from the current threats, but from the future ones as well. You have saved this world, and you have earned back your life, as promised. Now go out and live. You don't need to worry about anything, or even the past. I see. Thank you then. And after that we see Naruto leaving and never looking back, to start out from scratch, to live out his new life in this, or what was left of this world after he saved it. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yeah, man, I'm trying to get back on track after what happened. It's still quite weird for me to make what ifs like this, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best. So until then, yeah, just make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the second story on my second channel. A short story will be coming there soon. And as for now, this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.